Well, they say that you're a fool. You believe in magic.
I'm Paranormal Pete, and I'm on a journey to seek answers to the questions that have crossed all of our minds. What happens to us when we die? Is there an afterlife? I'm a regular guy who discovered the gift of psychic mediumship in my 30s. My passion for history and the unknown have put me right here, right now. My mantra for anything paranormal is, we don't know much and anything is possible. Join me as we find our way through the stories, evidence, and experiences of the paranormal and beyond in search of answers, even if that leads to more questions. Are you with me?
Some hocus pocus filling up inside. And I think somebody's making
Welcome, everybody, to the Paranormal Pete Show. I'm your host, Pete Orbea, and we're here on the Sacred Spiral Network, sacredspiralnetwork.com. Thanks for tuning in tonight. It's March 18th. Time is just a-flying. I hope everyone had a good St. Patrick's Day and a safe one. Got a lot going on, of course. What's new? Got a lot of things coming up I'm very excited about. And tonight's show, very excited. We're going to be doing some readings tonight on the show and see what kind of interesting topics may come out of that. If you're interested in getting a reading, you can comment. Feel free to say hi from wherever you're at. And I'll try and do my best with the comments and get them up on the screen. Bernadette says, it's almost bedtime here. Will I be able to fall asleep? Well, maybe. If it's getting pretty late where you're at. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and comment where you're watching from in the world. And like I said, we'll be doing readings tonight. I'll do my best to get as many in as I can during our hour together here tonight. Again, big thanks to Sacred Spiral Network for having me on here. There's a ton of great shows, so I'm betting a lot of you watch some of the other shows. So definitely check it out, sacredspiralnetwork.com. There's a lot of really interesting conversation, a lot of great guidance, and a lot of great readings and mediumship on this station. So I'm just honored to be a part of it. Coming up here in a couple weeks, I'll be headed down to Seaside, Oregon for the Oregon Ghost Conference, March 27th through the 29th. If you've never been and you're looking to travel, or if you're in the Pacific Northwest, OregonGhostConference.com, and you can get tickets and see all the fun events coming up. I'm going to be leading some tours of the downtown and Broadway area of Seaside, which I've been doing for the past number of years, and we've had fun and weird stuff happen on the tour. So if you're going to be going to the Oregon Ghost Conference, hopefully you can take a tour with me. And again, that's OregonGhostConference.com. My family and I, we really look forward to that event every year. It's a lot of fun. Also coming up is the UFO Paranormal Summit. That's at the Quinault Beach Resort out in Ocean Shores. And that is always a really fun event. There's always a really great, good-sized crowd, and always a lot of interesting topics. So I get to kind of bring the paranormal side of things to the UFO Summit. And so it's a lot of fun doing that. I think it's ufosummit.com. This past weekend, I was honored to be a part of an event called The Art of Investigation, where is a virtual event put on by medium Kelly Kristen. And you can check, I think you may have to pay into it, but you can go check out that event. It's artofinvestigation.org. And anyways, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of great speakers. I knew a lot of them, a lot of really cool topics. So hopefully they'll do another one of those. But anyways, coming up with the Oregon Ghost Conference and the UFO Paranormal Summit. So lots going on. If you've never been to a paranormal conference, I encourage you to go and just check it out. You get to meet a lot of different types of people and people with maybe shared experiences. So it could be a lot of fun here. Well, let's get to some shout outs. Got a lot of people commenting in. Kira, hello from Southern Illinois. Thanks for watching. Cindy checking in from Indiana. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Kira says first time on the show. We'll have some fun. And we've got Buddy checking in from British Columbia. Thank you. Our friends up in Canada. Bernadette watching from Canada. Hello from California. LOL Basic from Sierra. I don't know why that's basic, but fun. Thanks for watching. And Presh saying hello. Thanks for checking in, you guys. Bernadette has a question. What about the paranormal that excites you? Is there a good and not so good paranormal in your opinion? That's a great question. I think what excites me about the paranormal is the unknown, I guess. The chance of having an experience, that's exciting. Capturing evidence, a recording or a photograph or maybe a piece of video. That's exciting when you can capture evidence. And I always like to say, I learned from my good friend Michael White that evidence does not equal proof, but it's really exciting to catch evidence. And the second part of the question, is there a good and not so good paranormal in your opinion? Sure. I think there's negative things. I think there's positive things, but think about it like as people, as living people. So there's nice people and there's not nice people. And so you could, take that to the paranormal side of things with ghost, spirit, however you want to label it, that maybe, there's not so nice things, but there's a lot of nice things. And I fortunately get to mostly experience nicer things or things in a positive way, which is good. That's not always the case. Sometimes there's negativity or something heavy or not so good. But yeah, I think there's good and bad, yin and yang, and that it's just like people carrying on the other side. Like I said, good people, not good people, and my wife said something to me, years ago that kind of just really clicked, that ghosts were people once too. And so if you think about it that way, that's kind of a good overall guide, for that, to understand maybe a little bit better or to have another perspective to put in your tool belt when dealing with the paranormal. Bernadette's saying, I've experienced a lot of paranormal stuff. Not everyone would believe me. I think, that happens to most people. That's why a lot of people probably don't talk about their experiences, because they think nobody's going to believe them. Which is why, like conferences, like paranormal conferences can be a good thing, because you can talk to people and they'll at least be open to hearing your experience. Got Maggie checking in from Canada. We got a lot of viewers from Canada tonight. This is great. Welcome to the show. Another question here: is sleep paralysis connected to the paranormal? I had that for years. It was terrifying. It could be associated with the paranormal. I think that's a really complex issue, sleep paralysis, because it very well and most likely, has something to do physiologically with you or physically with you. We do weird things. Our bodies do weird things when we sleep. So it's hard to say. I think it's connected to the paranormal based on some experiences people have. I would say to really think sleep paralysis has something to do with the paranormal is hopefully you would have some tools collecting your data, like audio recording or a video camera, or motion sensing, type things. That way, if you wake up and you feel it, maybe you get a voice, something like that to corroborate your experience. And then that makes it lean a little more towards the paranormal side and maybe not such a medical thing. But it's a complex subject, and I'm not an expert or a doctor with sleep or anything like that. So I'll just kind of leave it there from that. And she followed up with, sorry, too many questions on the podcast. I love asking questions and connecting with people. We should always be asking questions. Got an old friend of the show here, Corey. Thanks for watching. Stay squatching. Yep. Corey, good to see you checking in here. Hope you guys are doing great. Paula checking in from South Dakota. We got people from all over the place. This is great. Love it. So if anybody's interested in a reading, I will try and be quick so we can get through as many people as we can. My readings are not really quick, but I can try my best. I've been working as a medium for 12 years now, I think. And boy, it sure changed my life. Started as a skeptic of psychics, mediums, and all the woo that goes with it. I was pretty skeptical of it, open to experiences, but spirit certainly changed my beliefs. I'll just say. Got Vladimir checking in. Thank you. Come watching from YouTube. Awesome. And Tim Martin, old friend of the show here. Thanks for checking in. Okay, so we got a couple people open for readings here. I'm going to start with Paula here. And I'm going to try, like I said, I'm going to try and get to everybody. I won't be able to get to everybody, but I'll try my best here. So I think she's saying, can you tell me if there are ghosts around me? And just straight off the bat, without reading, yes. We all have spirit guides, guardian angels, however you want to think about that, however you want to approach that. But yeah, we wherever we are, there are spirits. There's those that look after us, that our family, or really good close friends that are looking out for us from the other side. I also think that there are spirits who are assigned to you, to maybe they're supposed to help you try and accomplish something. But Paula, yes, just straight off the top. So I'm going to also say, hey, what's up, Rob? Old friend Rob. Good to see you, man. Okay. So I'm going to say a couple of things that I was picking up before we started the show. And if someone can comment and say that sounds like it's for them, and we'll kind of go from there. What's up, Jason? Good friend of the show here. And Janessa, great friend of the show. Hey, guys. So I was getting the name Ben. Just that, not like Benjamin, but I was just getting the name Ben. And then he seemed kind of like a younger guy to me. I'd say probably like 30s or 40s. And that was about all I was picking up on him. But if you've hoping to connect with somebody named Ben, who was probably like 30 or 40s, he had a receding hairline. I could see that. I can try and connect with him. Okay, Bernadette says Ben is an ex. Is he passed on? Go ahead and comment back. Let me know. He's in his 40s, so that might make sense. Okay, he's alive. Okay. Let me see if I can get anything. I'm pretty sure this person's passed on. It's not a living person, which you can pick up on. Not everybody has to be passed on to be picked up in a reading. This guy's got, I think he's got scars on his wrists, not from cutting his wrists, but from work or maybe surgery. Something, he's got scars on his wrist. Does that make sense, Bernadette? Okay. She says maybe not for me. Okay. Well, we'll see. I could have the name wrong also. We'll see if I get a different name. And so the other person I was picking up on was an older woman. It was definitely like a mother or a grandmother. And I'm pretty sure she said her name was Marcia, but it might have been spelled in a unique way. I didn't quite get that. Yeah, maybe a unique spelling, but she's older. She's got, if I was just describe what she looks like, she's got a larger nose, not tall. She's a shorter person, larger nose, kind of large jaw here, huge smile. I mean, really toothy smile. I'm pretty sure her name is Marcia, but I think it's like a unique spelling maybe. Anyways, I was picking up on this woman, and she was giving me a message like right away, and the message was, and again, names come and go. I could be wrong, but here's the message, and maybe it'll hit home for somebody, is to be bold and take the leap. You've been preparing for a long time. It's time to jump. So somebody might be stuck, feeling stuck in something, and you've got a way out, or you've got a different way to go, or maybe it's a better job or some sort of opportunity. You've been really stuck. In her message, this sweet little lady was saying to be bold and take the leap that you've been preparing for such a long time. It's time to jump. So if that makes sense to anybody, go ahead and comment. That's what I was picking up before we started. Come through here. Okay. And I'm going to go back up here. Cindy, I'd love a reading, please. Is there a specific question you want to ask that may help me connect a little bit? Okay, while you're doing that, so Dana's saying this resonates 100% with that. Dana, real quick, does the name make sense? Seems like a really sweet lady. Like I said, big smile. I'm trying to think if she looks like any famous person to kind of give some a direction of what she looks like to me. Likes to wear flower dresses with lots of flowers on them. Go ahead and comment back if that makes sense. Dana, if you're still there. This person also has, she had a lot of stained glass flowers, like little, I mean, not real little, but things that are, like stained glass pieces that are like 4 inches big. and there's like a rose on one, there's a daisy on another. It's like stained glass pieces. It's this older woman. So if you're still there, Dana, comment back, let me know. And let's see here. It just says sounds like grandmother. Cindy, hang on, okay? That sounds like your grandmother. Okay. Does the name make sense? Her name might just start with an M. I go back to her message of, being bold and taking the leap. Does that make sense? Have you been stuck, or, you've been waiting, maybe you've been waiting too long for something and it's time to, um, time to do it. Hey, good friend of the show here, Debbie. What's up, Debbie? You just had a birthday. Happy birthday. Debbie is an amazing psychic, by the way. Okay, Dana says, just made huge changes the past month. Okay, so you took the leap. Yeah, it sounds like you took the leap. Well, that's good. And also something about you've really helped your mom. You've been really helping your mom out recently. Like stepped up in like a big way. Whatever that means to you, there just lots of gratitude. She seems very happy, this woman. I get this a lot with older ladies that come through, showing me her favorite coffee mug, and it looks like my grandma's. It's kind of a flat black, like a matte black ceramic mug with lots of whipped cream on it. Like a pile of whipped cream on it. Dana, does that sound like her? I mean, what I see is like a I'm not even going to try and draw it. You guys don't want to see that. It's like an old school, like ceramic coffee cup. And anyways, I guess she's just showing me that was her thing. Lots of whipped cream on top. But there's lots of gratitude for you. And so since you just made some big changes, I guess, based on her message, continue to be bold. Continue to take this leap, whatever it is. Okay, I'm going to try and get back to Cindy. And Dana, if you've got any questions, feel free to, keep on there. So Cindy, I was going to try and go to, asked her if there's someone in particular or something she wanted to ask about. Spirits had anything in regards to her son. Okay, I get that. Is there a Michael? Not Mike. Is there a Michael associated with him? Cindy, if you're still there and you want to comment, I feel like there's a Michael involved with him. Red hat, wears it backwards a lot. maybe that's the sun, but it's so you're not sure about that. Okay. Again, there's a lot of anxiety for him. Is your son on the other side? Because I don't think so. I'm not feeling that. Um, a lot of anxiety. I think there's a lot of past, I don't want to say trauma, but difficulties not being let go. Cindy, that might be for you if you need to let things go. But I feel like there's some anxiety there. Not everything is in the place it should be. There's something's out of sync. There's pieces missing. There's discombobulation or lack of direction. Okay, good. She says no, he's not on the other side. Okay. Just get a lot of discombobulation. Like, there's, a clock needs all its moving parts, right? And there's like some pieces missing, and it's like from not letting go in the past. And once you can release things, like those pieces will kind of fall in place, and things maybe may turn more positively. Education is definitely for son. He's been working through things in the past, and does have a lot of anxiety. Thank you for sharing, by the way. And anybody sharing things on here, thank you so much for being open and sharing. So Cindy, your son needs to get back into drawing things, doodling. I guess he might be a good doodler, or used to be. He's kind of gotten away from that. Definitely needs, like, that's something that would help him focus, and be able to kind of be at peace with himself. Was did he used to do a lot of art? Drawing, sketching. He needs to get back into that. So let me know. Another great friend of this show, Jason Hassler, host of Hassling the Paranormal. What's up, Jason? Good guy in the paranormal there. There's lots of great conversations going on here in the comments. This is great. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to go back up here. This is a great question here. I'll just take this one real quick. So Jennifer, thanks for watching. Quick question. Say if a person passed in Mexico, do they translate what they mean in English? And there's actually been a lot of thought put into that question and thinking. In my experience, it kind of doesn't matter. If you're doing a paranormal investigation in Romania or something, you might get Romanian language EVPs, but coming through, like with mediumship, in my experience, I've seen things in foreign language, heard things in foreign language, but you kind of know what it means. It's kind of a universal thing. But I think it depends on spirit. It depends on who they are, their personality. But typically, like if somebody had passed away in Mexico, they should come through and spoke Spanish. They could come through and a person could understand it. I hope that kind of answers your question. I think there isn't like a universal understanding, but not to say that people wouldn't speak in their native tongue. along the way. So, Dana, I'll circle back real quick to you. Any guidance about a potential move to another country? Not yet on that. So be a little more patient. Not yet. It's not the right time. So Kiana, I hope I say the name correct there. And everybody who's I've been asking questions for, keep going. Cindy said that she's interested in art, and her son played the guitar, so he needs to get more back into arts. He needs to get back more into that. Well, Kiana, I'm sorry you lost your mom. I can't fully relate with that, but an immense loss for sure. Immediately want to go to an S name. Maybe it's like a Sharon or something like that. I want to go to an S. So Kiana, if you can comment, let me know. I see a woman. She's got her like a high ponytail. Would often wear her hair that way. It's like a high ponytail that kind of comes out. Dark hair. She's a lot of tissue here, big cheeks. Hey, Rochelle. Okay. Kiana, was she a smoker as well? I think I get that. Ring with a it's a ring with like a purple stone in it. Looks very purple, like a burgundy purple. Does that make sense for you, Kiana? I'm gonna write that down in case I need to go back to it. High ponytail. Always good to take notes. Oh, okay. Thank you for answering back. Should have a sister called Sharon. Family issues. Mom also had their hair down. I tend to wear a ponytail. She did have dark hair though. And she was a smoker. Okay. Does the purple ring make sense? Like a burgundy to a purple? Not always the best with colors, but get also can't remember the color stone. It was a small stone. Okay. Maybe I'll find a picture with it in there and see what color it is. So she tells me that she knocks on a window, taps on a window. Or depending on where you're at, she just kind of tap on something that'll make a good amount of noise. To let you know that she's there. She wants you to know that she's there. I told you I would never leave. I'll always be your guiding star. Do you guys have? Did you guys talk about stars a lot? This is for Kiana. Well, anyway, she wants you to know you're not alone. Like I told you I would never leave. She's kind of like matter of fact. Um, she says it in kind of a little bit of a smart tone, I guess. Let me know. Miss Shelley here that she brought a purple boulder opal in memory of her parents. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, Kiana, I've been hearing an odd tap here and there, but it sounds more wooden. Okay, well, I mean, it's some sort of tap that she's doing. So, especially when it's three taps, groups of three taps, like groups of three taps. Yeah, she'd point out to a star. Okay, so there's a connection there, and that she could be well. All right, she could be a smartass sometimes. There we go. We're getting real. Well, she's there. She just wants you to know, like, she's never gonna leave. She'll like always be looking after you. You need to deliver something that you have of hers. I'm going to try and get what that is. You need to deliver it to maybe her sister or whoever she had some issues with. It's a collection of old cards. I think that's what it is. It's a collection of like old cards that were sent. Like greeting cards sort of thing, but they're like pretty old. Those need to go back, I think, to her sister. So if that makes sense, let me know. Okay. I'm going to go back up the list here. I like on the question about different languages. Courtney says words are second language for humans. Energy is the first. Yep, I would agree with that. That's pretty cool. Nikki checking in. Thanks. I'm going to go to Rochelle. Hoping to hear from her maternal grandmother. Not getting what it is, but she would always have something for you. This is for Rochelle. Anytime you would see her, she had something for you. I don't know. It's not like a little piece of candy, but it's not something big. She would always like have something for you, and would sometimes hide it, and you'd have to go find it. If any of this makes sense, let me know, so I can make sure I'm on the right path here. And I see you're like, she always wants to pinch your chin. Okay, she does have cookies. Did she ever hide them? I'm wondering. I get like that. Maybe it was a little bit of a game sometimes. But she always had something for you, and then I just get like the pinching on the chin, not the cheek. You always want to think, pinch on the cheek. But I see her like pinching chin. If that makes sense. She wants you to know that even though you don't feel you've accomplished enough yet or done enough, that knowing what you have in life, and when you can stop for a second and take stock in what you have, you'll realize how much you have accomplished and how much of your dreams you have accomplished. But maybe you just don't see that all the time. But she's just basically saying, well, a lot of pride, that you've a lot of pride for all that you have accomplished in life, and more yet to come. But just a real sense of pride. And thank you for always holding her hand late in her life. Does that make sense for you? Sitting by her and would hold her hand. She takes that with her. Like that stays with her. That's what I get for that right now. Okay, we got a question for you, Rochelle. What kind of cookies? um, she said she was your biggest supporter. Yeah, it definitely feels that way. But like, you need to like stop and smell the roses, basically. Stop and smell the roses. Um, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just reading some comments here. So, for anybody joining throughout the show here, before we started tonight, I was getting the name Ben pretty strong. And I think it's definitely somebody who's passed on. Michelle, thank you. You were with her. Very good. She definitely took that feel of touch with her. So remember that touch. Remember how her hand felt. And to anybody out there, to everybody, to connect with your loved ones who've passed, here's some things you can do. Remember what their hug felt like. Did they wear perfume or cologne? What did that smell like? When you held their hand, what did their skin feel like? Right? The best one, though, is to hear their laugh. Is a great way to connect with those on the other side. Hear their laugh in your mind. Really bring up those visceral memories of sharing a laugh, right? That is a really good way to connect with those on the other side. When you're looking for guidance, I'm seeing lots of comments, people want, guidance, and you can kind of get there by focusing on the person you want to connect with and hearing their laugh. Literally, that's like the best thing you can do. I think that's, at least for me, that's like the strongest way to do it. Hear their laugh, remember how their hug felt, feel their hug, hear their voice. Those kind of things can really kind of get you closer and get you connected. Okay, going back up. um, and Kiana followed up with from before. She wasn't sure about the cards. Yeah, there's a box with old greeting cards. I think you'll learn about and find. Probably not right away, but okay. Okay, I gotta go back up. Sorry, I'm trying to work the comments here. Okay, Kellyanne, thanks for tuning in. Try and get to Melissa here as well. A message from Grandma Ethel. It's your Grandma Ethel from the Midwest. I want to go to the Dust Bowl. Kellyanne, if you're still watching, let me know if that makes sense. A strong connection to the Midwest. Yeah, see photograph. She's on some like property. I mean, it looks looks pretty flat there. Very deserty looking. Hair's kind of short, perm, I guess, but it's like short and kind of up. I feel like she's got a little bit of an underbite. Tough lady. Boy, she went through a lot. There's a lot of old energy, I think, with her. Did she live like a longer than normal life? And maybe you have a history of that in your family. People live into pretty old age. Lots of, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like old world energy with her. If you're still there, message, let me know. Jason responded to Ben, Passion's late 20s, but I think he mentioned age of 40s. Maybe he's still age in the afterlife. Don't know. Never connected with him. Well, I get that. And I think you can show yourself how you want to be shown, but I don't think you can like show yourself older than the age that you passed away. Did Ben have a goatee? Oakley's Oakley's sunglasses. Okay, and go. You remember the 90s Oakleys? They said lots of facial hair. Okay. Some about always had to wear shades. Lots of swear words. And talks like a sailor. Does that make sense, Jason? I mean, okay. That's funny. Sponsored by Oakley when snowboarding. Okay. Did he fisherman? Not a sailor, but a fisherman. Love it. Did he blow out his left knee, or like was there like a pretty big surgery on his left knee? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the left knee. If you know about that, but yeah, like maybe like blew out his knee pretty bad or something. Scars on the left knee, pain. I want to grab my left knee. I'm grabbing it right now. Did he used to refer to people as Haas before? I have a friend that we call Haas because that's his name, but did he refer to people as Haas a lot? Like kind of being silly? Maybe like John Wayne. I don't know. Let me know. Maybe that's Ben. Okay. So I'm just going back through the comments. Okay, I want to try and get to Paula here. If you're still here, Paula, let me know. Jason says he was a heavy lifter, weightlifter, could have injured it. I have nothing you can think of though. Like I just get like I want to like grab my left knee big time. So he must have like blown it out or something. Did the Haas thing make any sense? Jason, let me know. Okay, Paula's still here. She was hoping to reach out to her mom. I want to go to the letter K. Or sounds like a K. Could be a C. Sounds like a K. Don't get it yet. Bernadette, I'll try and get to you. I see your comment there. Thanks. So, Paula, was it? There's a lot of shadow I see. That doesn't mean like something negative. It's just kind of foggy, shadowy. Please don't take that as it's something negative. So, is it your mom that's passed on? Did she something in the brain? I feel for her. Bleeding in the brain. Not, I don't think like aneurysm, but something with her brain. Headaches, lots of headaches. Does the K sound right to you for the name, or it's a C that sounds like a K? Something to do with bleeding in the brain. Something feels very sudden, like a a gasp. Very sudden. I'm seeing lots of broken glass. Okay, her last name started with a K. Okay. Just broken glass, sudden head. Was she a car accident? Was I kind of feel like what I'm getting to. Let me know. she have short hair and often wore like a white sweater that had kind of a red ring around the collar, like a red line in the collar, white sweater. Okay, so she's car accident. I'm very sorry. Does the sweater make sense to you with the red line around the collar? Um, was it okay? Short hair. Don't know about the sweater. Okay, betting you're gonna find some photographs with her wearing that. Um, it's hard to see what happened because it was just like done. It just happened. It was done. It's hard to see. Someone was there to basically grab her, take her to the light. It was her aunt or mother. Someone who looks like Betty White to me was there to get her. She looked like Betty White, her mom. So she was there, caught her, took her to the light. She's, I think sometimes when someone dies suddenly, like an accidental death, they may stay there if they don't know they've passed on. They may linger around there in that area. But someone was there and like grabbed her right up, took her to the light. Don't really. I feel like there was a huge truck involved, like a semi truck involved, but I can't. That's all I see, and it's just so sudden. It's like if you can imagine like complete silence and then the loudest noise you've ever heard, bam, all of a sudden and done. That's what it's like to me. That's how I'm experiencing it. Um, hey, Signe, how you doing? Well, either way, Paul, I'm very sorry for your losses. Is there a mark associated with your mom? Nobody knows. Okay. Gosh, darn it. This time just goes by quick. I'll keep doing readings on the show. So, for everyone who I could not get to, I really appreciate you tuning in, and I'm trying to get through as many as I can. Um, Rob's got a great question here, and this is for anybody who does this work. You probably can relate. When you do readings or connect with the paranormal, does it wear you out and make you exhausted? Seems like a lot to handle. Anytime I felt anything from a family member that has passed, it takes a toll. Not in a bad way. Rob, great question. It definitely does take a toll on you, especially in this sort of setting. It can really rapid fire. So many different energies. It can wipe you out. The good thing you can do is stay hydrated. I think that's typically how most people get drained first is you get dehydrated. And so you want to um, you want to stay hydrated. Um, seeing if anything else is coming through. Bernadette, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Rob, Melissa, or Michelle, anybody I connected with, I hope it was a help in some way. Remember this, guys, that ghosts were people once too, and we have to think of them that way and remember them that way, especially our loved ones. And again, if you want to connect or like try and get guidance from those who are looking out for you on the other side, think of that person, hear their laugh, feel their touch. How did their hands feel? How did their hugs feel? If you always went to your grandma's house and she was always baking something, remember those smells, bring those up. But again, hear the laugh. And it's a great way to get closer and be connected with spirit. And again, I just wanted a heartfelt thank you to everybody for hanging in there. And sorry, I can't get to everybody. You can reach out. My website's there under my name, portgambleparanormal.com. I mostly do virtual readings, but I can do in-person ones as well. So if you're ever interested, let me know. Let me know you came from the show, and we can try and set something up. But really appreciate everybody hanging in there, and being patient and letting those that were able to come through with a message. And I leave every show with a quote from my wonderful wife, Molly, that she wrote, and it just rings true. And it's what a way to cap off a reading show. That the earth is heavy, but the universe is light. When met with stress or sorrow or even overwhelming joy, know that today is the history of tomorrow. Accept it for what it is and move forward into the brightness of the next moment. I hope you take those words with you. Send out good energy as much as you can to the world. The world needs it. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Step into the brightness of the next moment, folks. And we'll see you in about a month right here at 8 p.m. on a Wednesday night on the Paranormal Pete Show here on the Sacred Spiral Network, sacredspiralnetwork.com. And follow me on the socials there. And again, want to thank everybody so much. And we'll see you soon. Take care.